Right marijuana, that is the purpose of this meeting, ladies and gentlemen.
Marijuana is referred to as Mary Jane, pot, weed, or tea.
That Michoacan, man, Acapulco Gold, man. I even smoke that tight stick.
We're smoking reefer.
The realest thing smoking on the internet. Podheads Web Show. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's 4:20 on a Wednesday, and you're in the Cypher with the Podheads. I'm your Commander-in-Chief, Heavy on the Chief, Frank the Tank, and I'm hanging with my very best buds, JB Perez.
Yeah, what's up, buds? He said it. Weed Wednesdays, 420. It's JB Perez. We're the Potheads at the Potheads Web Show. Thank you for watching us here on YouTube. WJHN102jams.com for hosting our show. And yeah, guys, another week down. Coronavirus. Yeah, another week down. Some states are opening up. Maybe we'll talk about that later. But yeah, here we go again, guys. So let's get to it. See money, what's up, man?
Yeah, buddy. The weather's nice, so no complaints here. Life hasn't really changed for me pre or post virus. So yeah, just another day in the Cypher for me. So let's just get right to it.
All business, see money. I like it, brother. It's going to be a fun one. Of course, there's literally nothing going on in the world right now except for a bunch of BS on the internet and coronavirus talk and politics. And I'm just so over politics. We're going to talk about a couple interesting things. I got a story and quite like a conundrum, like the age-old question, in fact, that I'm going to ask you guys here in a second. We got a good higher learning for you. Drug screening's always good, so we're gonna have an awesome episode as usual. But before we get started, gentlemen, shall we do this as we always do?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm glad we do this within the first 2 minutes of the show. Like, that's how you know we are the Podheads. We can't get the show started without getting started. So I'm gonna do my thing. Another dab. Got my dab collector, Richie Rich, man. That bootleg stuff, bro. It's good stuff, man. And it's only bootleg because they just press it at home. It's not like in a laboratory or something. So
okay.
But it still works, smokes the exact same way. So shout out.
I had to go away from all the fruity stuff that I normally get. And I went with Jack Harrer. As soon as I saw the name, I was like, oh, you can't go wrong with that. So
you really can't.
Pot, brother. It's the Pioneer and Pot. You're smoking one of the pioneers. Yeah, I'm just, I always forget the names because I'm a stoner, I did holler at my boy Trev. Trevor, shout out to him. He's been on the show. He's not the one that gave it to me or sold it to me, but he put me in contact with somebody that has got some fire, and that's cool, especially with the coronavirus thing going on. It's hard to get a little variety. So I'm enjoying what I'm smoking right now, but I'm just hitting the pipe, man. It's been a busy day. I've been doing a lot of construction on the crib.
Oh, yeah, you and everybody else, right? Coronavirus, it's a time to do construction, right?
Exactly. So we redid the floors. We got new countertops, the backsplash from hell. We wanted to be bougie and get a fancy backsplash. They sell the regular glass ones. And they're like, not glass or ceramic, but they come like on a sheet that you then, stick to the wall with mortar and whatnot. I decided that I wanted like a very fancy diamond pattern. So we got like all these 4x4 or 6x6 tiles and had to just do each individually. So instead of doing the backsplashes 12x12 on a nice little easy sheet, we're just meticulously laying.
There you go. You wanted to fake it till you make it. You wanted to put the pinky up, right? And look like you with the Joneses. Oh, man. But you know what?
With the Joneses, yeah.
That's the way to do it. Like, the look of something literally gives it value. Like, the look of it can, like, the outside look can be beautiful and the inside be literal shit, and you would still get paid for it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, so exactly.
You're doing the right thing. Like, a little bit of work now will pay off in the future, especially when you sell the house. So, it's funny now, but you'll get paid for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Besides that, what have you guys been? What's going on around the casas?
Shoot,
Are you
man.
ready to strangle your own child?
Yeah, it's funny you say that because my job just asked me today. It's like because they know I'm an extrovert, bro. I mean, I have the show and we travel and we're people, and just being stuck. It's a really big difference being, having choice to stay at home and then being forced to stay at home. Like the tension is boiling at home. Maybe not tension. I wouldn't say boiling. The tension is definitely rising. Frank the Tank texted me a couple days ago about that guy that got the lady that killed her husband, right? Because he didn't deliver the package or something like that. Like he didn't.
Yeah,
What she
lady
said?
stabbed her husband up because she running a business at home and he forgot, I guess, to mail out some packages.
Yeah, don't mess with my money making, especially in the coronavirus. Yeah, it's not, and I totally get, not that I get murder or stabbing somebody, but I get the tension. I get the, like we said it before, right? Divorces are gonna be up. Lawsuits are gonna be up at the end of this. It's a crazy time.
Domestic violence is cracking right now. And you know what? I might as well jump off of that into this first story because I just wanted to ask you guys this question. When you were young, what was one of the main questions when boys sit around bullshitting with one another? What do you always ask each other? No matter what circle I've been in, would you suck dick for $10,000, $100,000, $1 million, right?
Yep.
Well, what if your life depended on it? And that's the story out of Seminole County. Okay.
Wow.
This guy, I think it's Andrew Dolish. Give me a second here. Joseph Dolish, 25-year-old guy out of Seminole County, Florida, right? One day, and put yourself in this guy, this guy's the perpetrator, all right? But put yourself in his roommate's shoes. So this guy's living with a roommate. One day, he just goes nuts, off the deep end. I don't know I don't know anything about the guy's history, so forgive me. I don't want to offend anybody, but he goes off the deep end and starts screaming about the devil being inside of him and inside of his roommate and needing to let the devil out. So he starts to stab his roommate. Okay. His roommate then runs out.
Florida.
Right? He fights him off. Oh shit. Like you're just sitting there playing Xbox and your homeboy just
Hell no.
Right. So what happens? He oh shit, get off me, and runs out of the apartment. Well, I guess sometime a few yards down the way, the guy, Dolish, catches up to his roommate and starts stabbing him again. Right? So now this is already a traumatic, just messed up experience. But here is the kicker. Here's where we cross paths with the age-old question. Dolish pulls his junk out right there and says, if you don't blow me right here and now, I'm going to finish, or I'm going to kill you. I'm going to, he stabs him up and says, I'm going to slice your throat, I guess. Puts it to his throat and says, I'm going to finish you off right now if you don't blow me. Now, the report that I'm reading doesn't say what happened. But I will say this. The victim is alive, and Dolish is being charged with first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, and sexual assault.
Oh my goodness! So we already know what happened. I mean, I think it's the dude stabbed him probably several times the first time, ran after him, stabbed him a couple times, and then decided to put this choice. The dude was very serious about what he was talking about. So if the result was that the dude survived, then it's safe to assume that the dude had to do what he had to do.
Give him the old BJ to save his life.
And again, we were talking about putting yourself in his shoes. If you've already been stabbed 2, 3, 4 times, the guy's running after you and then stabs you again. If you value your life, there's no choice. If you don't care, then maybe, it just depends on the type of person. I care about my life. And if I was
you're saying yes, you would?
I'm bleeding to death and a guy's got a knife to my throat. I am... Yeah, bro, it's tough, and it's funny. It's tough, but I think many of us in the same exact position. I'm so glad they caught him too. By the way, I'm so glad they caught him. Yeah, wow, holy shit, that's a
so that's a tough one. But you know what? I will commend you for being honest, for being forthright, because I don't think many men would be honest about this. See, money. That leads us to you. See, money doesn't think the way most people think. So You're bleeding to death on the sidewalk. I mean, you're like, dude, this is it for me. And then here we go. Almost like a guardian angel, so to speak. The guy gives you an out. Right? Says, hey,
That's
you can
true.
survive this if you give me a BJ.
I don't know,
What
dude.
do you do?
It's Florida, bro. It almost sounds so fake. Like I think I'm more just numb to all the nonsense that I almost, even when you started telling the story, I just said to myself, I'm like, good, I don't care. You know what? fuck the two of these people. You know, like I don't get, I think about my day-to-day life and what it could entail and just how you can allow yourself to get to a position to even be with someone who's capable of doing that to somebody else. You're an asshole. And it's just like,
So
I don't
he deserved it. I mean, what are you talking about?
I just don't get, bro. The guy had to be on meth or something because
Yeah,
there's
there
no.
had to have been some drugs, some
Some-
mental health, some clues. Okay, that this guy can jump off the edge. Like this guy did not just the devil's inside of me.
Yeah,
and
dude,
started
it's so
stopping.
stupid. Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
somebody's got a point.
and being stabbed, I would hope that I would have the fight trigger instead of the flight trigger and just like look at him and be like, what the fuck, man? And just stab him back or something. I don't know. But
That's
who
what I
knows?
said. That like I was telling my significant others, like the time to fight back is right when it happens, the initial contact, because that's when the perpetrators, he's amped up. Like if you fight back, it might scare him off. Like you have to fight back as soon as you like, oh my god, like grab the knife, like, grab some balls, like bro, you have to.
I
fight
always
back,
have heard.
fight back.
I've always
back.
heard the opposite. I've always heard
What?
that you run. Listen, I've always heard you run from knife attackers, you charge gun attackers, right? So if you run from a guy with a gun, he can shoot you right in your back. But if you can outrun a guy with a knife, you're good. Or you can at least psych him up, break him a little bit, shake him
Well,
up.
I mean, I'm looking at the clock. We got a minute left, guys. Let me see. You said put yourself in this position. Am I playing Xbox? Did he attack me from behind? Like,
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
probably didn't see it coming. He got the drop on him clearly. But you said you do it. I'll answer the questions just to be fair. I'd have probably tried to fake. I'd have probably lost my life because I would have probably grabbed it and tried to like uppercut a duke.
that's a good point. I didn't think about that. Like, if you, I don't know how bad the stab wounds were. Like, if I'm dying, it's a tough choice, guys. Let us know what you guys think. What would you do in that situation? Hashtag at the Podheads Web Show. Let us know. We'll be right back, guys. It's the Podheads.
all right, everybody, thank you for joining us. This is C Money, the Potheads Web Show. Yeah, you already know where to find us, if not on all the social media stuff. Disappointing news. I was hoping Kim Jong-un was dead. Just because, not even obviously anything personally, I don't even keep tabs on North Korea. It's obviously a shame what he does to those poor people, but it would have just stirred things up in the world. And I'm always one for stirring things up, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. I'm convinced he Walt Disney'd himself and he's frozen somewhere. This is not the real guy that we see in the pictures, bro. Because it's possible. I don't put that past them. They have a complete clone, body double, face transmorph.
He's definitely got a body double. Probably like 3 or 4 of them.
Sure he did.
But at least one.
Yeah.
So it could very well be him. There are pictures out. Like, this is where we're getting this. We didn't just make this up. There's pictures of him now up alive and smiling. Like, ain't nothing but a G thing.
Yeah, these pictures are coming out of North Korea, though. So these could be, we don't know when they were taken.
That's true.
Apparently, they do have they're showing some kind of dot on his arm that looks like it could have been from an IV or something else. The word is that he had some kind of heart procedure. And then, of course, we heard the rumor that he died during the procedure or that he's in a vegetative state. And now apparently he's making trips to factories and greeting people. So who really knows what is happening over there?
Exactly. And that's my point I was going to get to. Like, even if he has the body, like, even if he is dead, he's got the body double. Whether the picture was taken with him or not, it's North Korea, right? To your point, like, we don't know, and we probably won't know for a while what's happening out there until he gets on TV and speaks, and people can figure that out. There's actually the CIA people can do that. Like they're watching all that stuff. So until he starts talking, then I'll be convinced. But I'm with C Money. Let's change shit. Let's change shit up.
You sent us a couple pictures. Of the
smiling pictures.
What I'm saying. Of course they're smiling, right? They're also telling everybody that they feed their people and that people have access to free information. It's BS. If you want, they couldn't even come up with like stock image, like a video, an old video or something, make it look grainy like they're taking it from, I don't know. But you give us pictures?
Yeah, a perfect, beautiful Photoshop, cheesy smile. The guy's never looked better with one dot on his wrist. So, again, North Korea, and we won't know until at least China tells us, or they do. So we'll see what happens. I'm bummed out too, C Money. Nothing. That's it. Literally, that's what coronavirus has done to us. We have the like the cabin fever. Cinco de Mayo was yesterday. That's what I was so mad about. Like, Cinco de Mayo fell on a Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Another awesome thing that was supposed to happen in 2020, like 420 being the whole month, completely ruined. Coronavirus has ruined that for us. Literally ruined Cinco de Mayo for everybody. So, that's the way of life now. And at least in Massachusetts, we're locked down till the 18th of May.
Same here, yeah.
Yeah, so
I think that's the federal order or whatever. Yeah.
There are some states that are opening up, like the government. Trump and his team, put out a guideline saying if you can meet these guidelines, you can start opening up in places like Georgia and Florida. Like, that's C Money. That's where the UFC is having a lot of these cards because Florida was like, all right, let's do this. You know what I mean? So, Funi, is that the doctor from TV? Fauci, thank you. He says, we gotta slow down, bro. Just trust us. We're not communist doctors here. Just slow down a little bit. And just to pass it on, the Georgia governor admitted that he didn't know that asymptomatic people could spread the virus. Like, even if you don't know you got it, even if you have it and are not experiencing symptoms, you can spread it. Sure. That's the point.
Well, what's getting me though, and I don't mean to cut you off, but what's getting me about it is that they're talking about plans to open everything up. I understand that the economy is hurting. To be honest with you, I'd love to see the numbers of how much Disney and Universal have lost per day or total. It's got to be somewhere in the hundreds of millions by now.
Oh, I'm sure it's in the B, bro. It's been months now for Disney. Yeah. Just the parks, all of them closed.
Yeah. Oh my God. And so I've heard that they're going to start. There's supposed to be plans in place now to start opening things up and keeping people distance and having no lines and certain things like that, limits, which of course prices are probably going to go up. Lines and waits to go are going to be ridiculous, but people are going to go because people are stupid. It's for the same reason why you have people picketing and doing all this stuff. Though I will say this, look, I still believe, and I don't have the numbers. Maybe we should look it up. I don't want to be lazy here, but I know we're live. But I believe the H1N1 is still ahead.
Okay, but that happened. I think while you look that up, I think that happened within like the entirety of the life of H1N1 here. This has happened in 4 months, 3 months, and we're not even peaked yet.
But that's what I'm saying. It's new. And so I'm sure when H1N1 first hit a few years back when Obama was around, before they developed a particular vaccine specific to that one or, made the adjustments that they had to make in particular, it killed a lot of people. I remember when that was coming out, people were freaking out. And of course, the people that are dying are old and sick people. But there's just something weird about the images and what the media is reporting. I've been saying this since day one. There's something off about all of this. It seems like they want us to look here while something else is happening over here. And I don't know, man. Bodies being put into trucks. It hasn't been. Yeah, it's been a lot of people, but not that many people. I mean, you're talking about no ventilators. You're talking about you're loading bodies into trucks, mass graves. I don't think, bro. Come on.
What are you saying right now? That's what they did in New York City. They grabbed a park, dug a grave because they died rapidly. A lot of people got sick really fast. They had ventilators. They didn't have enough ventilators for the amount of people that got sick at the same time.
That's what they're reporting. But for every report that comes out and says there's no ventilators, that you got a guy putting out a video on YouTube saying, "Look at all these ventilators. I got tons here. There's some shit going on." I mean, all I'm saying is that you can't just believe. Just like North Korea is putting out their propaganda about.
I'm with you with the distraction. I'm with you with the distraction.
Yeah, I'm not saying coronavirus doesn't exist. I feel for those people, but it also just like I said, it just seems like they're making more of it than it is, trying to scare people. And why? For what? What's the reason why? Why do they want people out of their houses?
You've heard the rumors, 5G, right? They're putting the 5G up. The 5G causes corona. I love all the conspiracies. Keep them coming, especially because we're quarantined. It just keeps the mind fresh. Like, could it be real? Could it be, could it actually be that way? Coronavirus is crazy. I lost my train of thought. I had something good and I lost. I was looking at C Money and his shades. He had a huge reflection on it.
C Money looks like Hancock right now. I said in the last one.
Yeah, yeah, with the beanie on and the glasses. Yeah. Another underrated movie. I enjoyed Hancock, based on a book, and apparently the book was way better. The ending of the book was, it wasn't as happy-go-lucky ending, and I'll leave it at that because I don't want to spoil it for you. But yeah, Hancock over there, C Money. What's up, man? You see Money.
The news thing is weird, man, because for the longest time now, ever since podcasting and all this social media stuff has surfaced, the news channels have been suffering. They've just been bleeding money. They haven't been making nearly as much money. If they're lucky, Fox is still the most popular, and if they're lucky on one night, Fox News will get maybe 5 million people watching. I mean, think about the top podcasters. They get 100 million downloads. They can't compare. So now everyone's focused on the news every day, all day. They're making money hand over fist right now. I mean, all you see is coronavirus stuff. People are sheep. The thing that makes me a little eerie, or makes me feel eerie about it, is the death toll thing. If you had a heart attack and you died, but you got coronavirus as you were dying from the heart attack, you died from coronavirus. If I got shot and in the hospital I caught coronavirus, but I died from the bullet wound, that counts as a corona death. So that right there is where I get like, okay.
Thank you. I don't want to cut you off, but that's exactly my point. I couldn't articulate it at the moment, but that's exactly my point. You just said, oh man, they're loading bodies in the I'm talking about loading bodies in the trucks and all these crazy numbers of people dying. But again, you don't even have to have tested positive. I saw a video talking about if you're suspected, if you go into the hospital and you've got a cough, you go in for a leg pain, you got a cough, you've now been suspected of having coronavirus. And if you die, doesn't matter what, it's being marked as coronavirus. I
mean, Elon Musk retweeted an article talking about hospitals making more money off of corona deaths than none. It all has to do with insurance payouts and all this other. So, if you have this illness, you make this much off the patient, so on and so forth. And corona is worth a lot of money. I mean, go in Elon's tweet history if you don't believe me. I mean, it's there. Yeah.
I can see that. I mean, it sounds like a movie, like, right? The Chinese. I don't want to say the Chinese, but like a virus is released, and here comes the pharmaceuticals, bro, to save the day, and all this money that comes behind that. We're talking about hospitals getting money for corona deaths, which aren't corona deaths. So, like, I get the safety. I have no problem being quarantined because I don't want to be responsible for somebody else dying.
I'll tell you what. I'll be honest with you. Not that I'm being reckless. I know we do got to run, but. Or trying to be irresponsible, but I have not really changed my habits and let me say this. I've always tried to, I have a bubble. I try not to let people in that bubble if I don't know them. So I've always kept my distance. I've always washed my hands before I ate. I've always tried not to touch my face. And I don't walk into a store like a Walmart, grab a disgusting cart handle, and then eat fries with that same hand. I've always been that way. So I still see my friends, and when I see them, I still give them hugs. I still see my family. I still give them hugs, and everybody seems fine, bro. I mean, yeah, maybe we're asymptomatic. I don't know. Maybe I'm a bastard. I'm spreading it, but like I said, I think they're making this shit a little bit more than it really is. I don't know. That being said, we got to get to break. Don't forget to follow us all over social media at the Podheads Web Show. Subscribe, like, share this shit, homie. Pass that blunt. Let us know how you feel about these episodes, what you want to hear about. Let us know what you think about what we're talking about. We'd love to chop it up with you. We'll be right back. It's the Podheads.
All right, guys, what's up? It's JB Perez from the Podheads Web Show at the Podheads Web Show. Thank you for sticking with us, WJHL102jams.com. And shout out to you for sticking, like, roughing this through. Like, I'm having a rough time. I'm stressed out, so I know everyone else is. And you know that, you're not alone. Like literally the entire world is still going through this. So shout out to you. Yeah, let's get to it, guys. It's my turn to do the drug screening, and I got a good one for you guys. So yeah, hashtag the drug screening. Let's get to it.
Did you ever see Son of a Woman?
Yup.
You ever seen Son of a Woman on weed?
You may have seen him before, but you've never seen him like this. We've scoured the archives in search of some of the worst movies just to bring you the hidden nugs that were made better by Bud. The Podheads Web Show presents The Drug Screening.
Hashtag the drug screening. This one's good, guys. It's on Netflix, and we're all streaming it. And I ran into it. Dinner for Schmucks, guys. Dinner for Schmucks. Another Steve Carell, movie. So it's gonna be at least stupid funny, right? Stupid comedy. And this one's just as good. But this one it has like a feel-good feeling. That's why I enjoyed it. Like, and of course, I was big, so I was laughing my ass off, feeling everything a little bit extra, especially the ending. And it's a feel-good story, but stupid comedy, guys. Dinner for Schmuck. The drug screening always has great cast, and this one does too, right? Steve Carell, Paul Rudd's in the movie, another great fucking awesome guy. Zach Galifianakis, this was when he was good. Like, I haven't seen Steve Galifianakis in a while, but back then he was huge. Like, it didn't get anybody bigger than Steve Galifianakis.
Zach.
What? God damn it. Zach.
Yo, you will fuck up a name, JB.
I will fuck up a
name.
So there you go. So don't feel bad.
Don't take it personal. Yeah.
Don't take it personal, because I ruin everybody's name.
Basically everyone's mom.
I'm giving you mad prompt because, again, Zach Galifianakis. I laugh my ass off. The way he looks, like his orange skin in this movie, like, it's great. The way he laughs. Let me give yes. He killed it. He's literally one of my favorite. I forgot how good it was, but people didn't like it. 6%, 5.6 out of 10.
It's an all-star cast too. I'm
It
trying
is
to
an
remember
all-star.
that movie. Why can't I remember that movie and
Here,
what
maybe
Steve
let me
Carell played?
Let me read you the the synopsis real quick. Paul Rudd plays a guy who's just started working in a building, and he gets invited to this dinner. But part of this dinner is dinner for schmucks. You bring in like the most nerdy, stupidest, monkeyest guy you can, and the uppity people, they like to bet on each other. Like, who's the most geek person I can bring?
Who brings the biggest loser, basically?
So Paul Rudd says, I'm not going, but then he runs into Steve Carell's Barry's his name. Steve Carell's character. And there you go. That's the movie. They start having dinner, and it's hilarious. Steve Galifianakis is also one of the geeks. God damn it, Zach Galifianakis. I don't know why I keep saying Zach.
Steve Carell and Zach. Yeah.
Zach. Anyways, guys, I said enough. Get high, smoke some weed, watch Dinner for Schmuck. It's really good. Again, it's a feel-good story. It's not just a stupid comedy. It has a good story, good comedy. Everyone does a really good job at acting too. So yeah, Dinner for Schmucks. # the drug screening.
Hells yeah. That's a great one. I was actually watching that like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, yeah. And I remember saying to myself, like, meh. And then the more I watched, the more I was drawn in, Yes, it is funny. There's like this weird cuckolding situation going on too, right? Between Zach Galifianakis' character and Steve Carell's character, right? He's like banging his wife, or he like took his wife. Some crazy, yeah. Awesome movie though. Good shit. # drug screen. Awesome. But that being said, we're pressed for time, so I want to jump right in to higher learning. It's my time again, folks, doing it this time from video, so you can see that I'm really, really smart when I'm telling you these things, that I mean it. So yeah, it's the drug screen. Oh, thank you. That awesome intro. Today, because of COVID-19, I already talked about nasty, creepy viruses that we should be scared of. Now I'm going to talk about disturbing things about your body that sound crazy but are real, that can actually happen. This is just one of those bullshit lists you find on BuzzFeed, sitting on a crapper. I thought it'd be fun to talk about. So, crazy things. Did you know that it's possible to actually grow teeth and other organs in different parts of your body, like in your pelvis or in your brain? There have actually been tumors that people have found with teeth and hair
in your vagina,
in your ovaries. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just joking.
Oh yeah,
it's real. It's called a teratoma.
Oh my goodness! By the way, there's a movie called Teeth, where this girl has teeth in her vagina.
Yeah,
that's the movie. Watch it.
No,
that is nuts. Yes, I knew that you could grow body parts, but teeth in the
disgusting.
Brain and ovaries. What's up with that?
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's pretty
filthy animals.
I mean, it's not like you have a choice to grow teeth.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, just imagine you like you're getting bad headaches or something. You go to the doctor's like, you got a tumor. And so it's bad enough you got a tumor, right? But then when they operate and pull it out, it's got teeth.
I would have thought I've absorbed a fetus.
Twin? Oh yeah. Oh god.
Like Dwight.
Oh.
He says, now I am full grown man and
half the strength of a half baby.
And the strength of a full grown man.
And his feelings regenerate at twice the rate or some shit.
Here's an interesting one. Because your brain has no pain receptors, most brain surgeries, not most, but oftentimes brain surgery is performed while the patient's awake.
That is so nuts, because I've seen the videos of this. Like, I don't know if it was you, but
right, we did something with the violin, yeah.
Yeah, they're playing the damn violin here as a piano. God damn it.
It's fun, yeah. Good ass wax.
It is good ass wax. But yeah, it's and what movie was that where he eats the brain while it's in the head?
Lambs or something.
It was the dragon Red
Dragon.
Dragon, I think it was. Yeah, that's
crazy.
is nuts.
I mean, just imagine sitting there while they got your head open and just working on your brain. I mean, that's nuts. Like,
and you don't feel it. You're just chilling. You're like you're yourself. And they just
which is so crazy, bro. Like, you ever get like a paper cut under your nail or something? You know how much that hurts? And you could operate in my brain. It doesn't hurt at all. Yeah. Nerves are a bitch thing.
Yeah, they are. My back is still killing me. I got that procedure done. No help. Anyway, did you guys know that at any given moment, you have up to 1 billion bacteria organisms in your mouth at any given time?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you swab it with your partner. Just like
yeah.
Yeah.
Gross, bro.
Right? I mean, but then you got people that are worried about eating ass. See money. It's
the same bacteria, broski. Same bacteria. Enjoy life, bro.
Little twang. Bacteria with a little twang.
Yeah, no, that's true, and that's just in general. Your whole skin is covered in bacteria.
Yeah.
And by the way, let me just say this: antibiotics is for bacteria, not viruses. That's why the coronavirus is killing. It's not just, you can't just use antibiotics. It's not just a germ. It's not, it's a virus. It's a completely different being.
You wouldn't treat HIV with freaking penicillin. So how about this one? Speaking of bacteria, do you guys have a guess how many human cells are in the body on average?
Human cells on average has to be a trillion, right? Some ridiculous number, right?
30 trillion human cells.
Damn.
But we are actually more bacteria than we are human. On our body of 30 trillion cells, we have approximately 40 trillion bacteria cells on us at any given time.
So we are 30 trillion ourselves and we're 40 trillion bacteria. We're more bacteria than humans.
Yeah.
Told you, filthy animals.
Yeah,
all
that's
filthy
you,
animals,
Simone,
bro.
that's
I know.
you.
We're all filthy animals.
That is
bro.
such a weird thing to think. Like,
Gross.
I mean, your immune system for a normal human being is just fucking working, bro. But works like a champ. I mean, you think, oh my God, I get sick. I'm so weak. No, your body is constantly, and that's just on you. That doesn't even count what the hell is coming at you on any given day. Your body's just fighting it off. That's awesome.
It's crazy that you can do things to strengthen or weaken it too. Like, that's what's so incredible about our bodies. We have this force field that we can weaken or strengthen by foods and nutrition and exercise, and it's crazy.
Bro, we're a well-done machine.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Here's one that I think a lot of people know, but while we're on that point, a large percentage of dust around your house is actually from your own dead skin cells.
I knew this.
Body. We lose on average about 50 million cells a day, right? We're 30 trillion, 40 trillion bacteria. We're losing 50 million cells a day. And that dust that's on your TV or on your bed or wherever the hell it may be is actually your own dead
Oh my God. Imagine if you could see this stuff. Like, I'm glad we couldn't see this, because if you're able to see everything, like, you understand what I'm saying, like everything around you, you would be a schizophrenic or something. You're like,
you don't remember did you ever watch Invader Zim? They had an episode of that where he could see germs and he went into psychosis because they were everywhere, bro.
That's exactly my point. He had it right. He definitely had it right. No, that's nuts. I knew that, and I still can't get over how gross it is, because all I think is shedding. Like a snake sheds. Like, I think a snake sheds, and then his shed gets dusted, and then it just starts sprinkling. That's how I think of it. It's nuts. It's crazy.
Yeah, pretty gross. We got to run. Last one. We're going to take it right to break. While we're on the dead skin cells, mites, right now, people, speaking of dead skin cells, there are more than likely at least one of two different types of mites that are living in your eyelashes right now as we speak. Yes, there are two types of Demodex mites that actually live off of dead skin cells that are particularly close to the eyelid area, and it's very common for most human beings to be carrying them and not even know. So sleep tight with that one, guys. But hashtag the drug screening. We gotta go. Stay tuned.
The drug screening, higher learning.
I'm high, bro. Hashtag higher learning. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. It's the Pothead.
Yeah. All right, we're back in the Cypher with the Potheads. Thank you again, fans. Our favorite buzz out there for sticking with us. Last segment, guys. Let's just keep on talking some shit.
What's the dating scene like?
There is no dating scene.
Do you think there isn't? Right? Are people?
Well, at least not up here, bro. I mean, not that I would know, but you read the reports. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. Any
you on any
girl,
dating apps right now, Simone?
No, I get a picture every day from this one girl just because, like he said, everyone's too afraid to, because everyone's just like, is it worth it? Like, really, is it worth, and I'm the same thing. Like, I'm
Just put mask on, bro.
picture. I'm just like, bro.
Do nothing.
I was like, bro, well, she's been going to work every day still, too, interacting with people and all that. So I'm like, I'm out. Knowing my luck with my 75-year-old stepdad and shit, I was like,
yeah, that's my point, bro. It's just not worth it right now.
It ain't. It's just not.
And if she's dating, that means she's not only talking to you, talking to this guy, talking to that guy.
Filthy
but if
whore.
she's sending you pictures, yeah.
Oh, she's a dirty whore.
But it's good to have those things, but that's why you gotta nourish that relationship. Don't just like,
Retainer. It's a Dennis Reynolds. It's a Dennis Reynolds. I'll catch myself like like purposely not really complimenting a picture or something. I'll be like, yeah, it's all right.
You know she's fishing, so you don't want to give her what you know she's good.
Fucking Dennis system, man. The shit's it's a real thing.
The Dennis system.
It's a real thing. I love when
so you don't reply at all. So she's saying that you don't reply at all.
Yeah, don't reply at all, or you.
Okay, that's
what's
different.
worse than not replying is like when you hold a message on Facebook Messenger and you can give it like the tiny little thumbs up on the message.
That's fucked up. Like, it's nice, but it's not that nice.
It's not even worth a reply. Yeah, you're just like,
no, that's messed up. That's probably worse. Actually, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But to not respond, okay, maybe a couple hours later, just to make her feel something, but to not reply at all, bro, that's like playing with fire, bro.
I think after this whole coronavirus thing, people are just gonna go nuts and like just go back to dating. Like, it's gonna be cracking.
Yeah, homegirl, what was her name? Said the same thing. She says the dude that I get when I just I'm messing up.
3 fucking kids too. I mean,
we're gonna have a whole generation of post COVID-19 babies.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be funny if people wear face masks but don't use protection, which I can see a lot of people doing because they're so stupid, thinking no kissing, we can't kiss. Oh yeah, right. Like,
look away.
I don't know.
I'm
man.
out. So you're for a booty call right now. There's no taking the risk. You're just leaving it alone. You rather.
I'm also really lazy, man. I'm not driving 40 minutes. I'm just not. I'm not.
Damn,
like,
I hope you live in an area where there's like a lot of good-looking girls. I mean,
they're the only problem is they're rich. So if you're not,
it's just a different. Yeah, it's just I don't know.
It's a different reality thing, man. They really are just out of touch with reality. Like, I don't know how or why. I promise I have never seen a Kylie Jenner video ever in my life. And some reason I'm watching food videos taking a shit on Instagram. And she pops up. I don't know how. And I'm just like watching her dance through her house and shit. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
That's literally,
this is crazy.
Literally all they do. That's literally all they do.
Kardashians, yeah.
It's like
their contribution to society.
I've never seen anything of theirs, bro. And it was just like
10 million views, 10 million likes. Like, who are these
crazy?
People?
So weird. And the one video where I had to stop was I guess her friend, like her cute blonde friend, and she was like, my best friend is rich, and she just like, it was like her with Kylie's stuff. It's like, it's not your stuff. And she's like, Kylie's Lamborghini. Like, it's like, I don't know, bro. What a sad existence. Really.
If I was friends though, if I
fuck yeah,
I'd be the same way though.
Oh, that would be
Scrubs by TLC.
Scrub in the back, hanging out the passenger side, trying to holler at a girl.
It's crazy, bro. Isn't it crazy how there were trendy shows like that?
Oh, check it out.
There will never be another Scrubs. There will never be another Dragon Ball Z. There will never be another, you remember all those like
The Office, yeah.
Just those shows but even way back when Scrubs was like late 90s, wasn't it? No.
I don't know, but Scrubs is pretty good.
A long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's a weird world, dude. Like I said, I feel like a lot of things are going to change. Sports are going to change. Really, with sports will be interesting too. I mean, UFC is the only thing that's happening. It's actually happening this weekend. I'm stoked. Hopefully it goes down. The card is badass. And I think it's going to break world record for pay-per-view of all time. Florida.
Fighting where? In Florida.
In Jacksonville. They signed up for like 3 cards over there in
Yeah.
Jacksonville. Like,
So remember that whole thing about the contract I said on the other show where they got to make that money? Yeah. So they're having like multiple fights a week now. Like,
You know
so,
what's really good about UFC is that you don't really need a crowd for it to be good, right? You almost don't even see them or notice them when you're watching the fight.
I don't
think
mind.
honestly, if they just put a little bit of sound in the background.
You literally I can imagine you can do the whole operation with less than 50 people.
You can,
and I think you can do that very safely and with tested. They got millions and billions of dollars. They can afford 50.
Bro, that Fight Island was going to happen, but the governor of California shut it down. I mean,
you know what,
I can just see so many things going wrong with that.
What? Yeah.
Drug use, violence. Come on, are you kidding me, bro?
Well, the island thing is a real thing.
Ultimate Fighter without fucking murdering one of them.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Like Island, it's gonna be like Mortal Kombat out there.
That would be amazing. That would be
That's
fantastic.
that was the idea. That was the point. It would be just the fight. This is where they go to fight. I thought it would have been great.
But in terms, I was gonna say, in terms of sports changing, though, I mean, you guys are football fans, baseball fans, everything. What if, this changes the way we view sports? I mean, I'm all for a VR camera where I'm actually on the sidelines of the Giants watching them. I mean, that would be dope.
Frank the Tank brought that up like a couple episodes ago about that. Like, you have a camera on the field, like,
and you pay $50 instead of 10,000.
Exactly, it's a ticket. Imagine being able to pick what camera view you want. You want to be the quarterback today? Get on, here you go. You want to be on the sideline? You want to be up in the VIP section? Like, the options are so crazy. Like, it would almost be a better experience, almost. If you can't afford the 10,000 ticket money, like you said, this is a much better experience. Like,
put some headphones on, put the helmet on, and it's like,
yeah, bro. If I could be one of the cameras in looking over into the octagon, feet away from the fighter, that would be insane.
I've always said they need to put a body cam on the ref.
Yeah,
so put a body cam on the ref.
The Japanese do that. They do that in like 1K. They do. You have the glasses, the camera on the glasses. It's a little trippy. Listen, it's a little trippy because it's a little wobbly right back and forth. But I know the technology is there, especially that to do the stabilization, because I think in the fight game, having the camera right there adds a whole nother like respect and level and enjoyment to that sport. Fighting, UFC, it's fucking cool, dude.
With no crowd, bro, you're gonna hear these hits too.
That's perfect.
I want to hear a good clean head kick.
It's a fight. It's perfect, bro. It's not like WWE, right? It's not where the crowd plays a huge part in the performance, okay? Not in the UFC. This is a street fight, bro. This is you versus you. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
And the ribs. Spit. Yeah.
Bro,
and then the coaches too, because they're gonna be. I'm assuming they at least get one coach there.
Yeah, they're corner men and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they got it down, man. They're going to test everybody's temperature and test pre and post and blah, blah, blah. They're doing everything they can, and it's kind of at this point. And I feel like that's where we should be as society. It's like, look, we know what's out there, and if you are willing to risk it, you can risk it. But you have to do X, Y, and Z. Yeah,
I think that's where we're headed. I think most states are headed to the point, like, listen, we can't stay locked up for a year because it could take a year plus to get a vaccine out. It's on you to play it safe. If you get it, it's on you. I don't know how I feel about that, but I think that's where we're headed, and we'll see what happens. Yeah,
live at your own risk.
Mm-hmm. Live at your own risk. Imagine that. I'm gonna wear a bubble suit, bro. I love it.
I had a misconception about gladiators. The gladiators were more portrayed as obviously property. They were slaves and all that, but they weren't necessarily sent in there to die. They were actually like athletes, and it was actually very
today's football player.
Yeah,
basketball.
But the criminals, however, and the lowlifes, they would literally be given some shit weapons and some gear and say, "Okay, you're gonna go fight for my pleasure." And bro, they would fight lions, hippos, rhinos, elephants, tigers.
What's the animals? The Romans.
Dude,
were
I think I did a higher learning about this. There's a large percentage of animals right now that either don't exist or are like on endangered species because like lions in Africa, you watch a documentary and they've got to go in the bush and find these prides. They were fucking wild. They were like running rampant out there before the Romans, and tigers and other animals that you got to go and find. The Romans would just go and
Just
scoop
pick them up like
take
this.
them home and kill them. Elephants, yeah. It's great.
Now it gives you an idea of how savage humans were.
Speaking of Rome, I just put my kids on a Gladiator. Great freaking movie.
Great
Super
movie.
slept on. Yeah, if you haven't, 2000. So if you haven't watched it, watch that shit. Awesome. I was baked as hell watching it with my kids. I loved it. But look, we got to go. Let's call it, guys. Thank you again. Like JB said earlier, but we can't thank you enough for sticking with us. There's not a whole lot going on, right? So we're struggling to find things to talk about. We normally would be at events and we'd be traveling and doing all kinds of cool stuff. But you're stuck with this right now. You're here in the Siphon with the Potheads, and we really hope that's enough. So light up with us every Wednesday, #Weed Wednesdays. Talk to us. We're now on YouTube every week. So let us know how you feel about the episodes, what you want to hear, what you don't want to hear. And, you know, we'll pay attention and talk back at the Potheads Web Show everywhere. WJHM102jams.com. That's where you can hear us live every Wednesday, the radio station. So show us love. We'll show it right back. For JB, for C Money, it's the Potheads Web Show, baby. Check us out next week.
Somehow, maybe it is Paul's fault that we're all here together, because if it wasn't for Paul, I would not have met Frank, and they would have never, you know, and here we are, 15 years later.
The butterfly effect.
Mm-hmm.
And if it wasn't for weed, I wouldn't have met any of you.
Right.
Yes, I was C Money's drug dealer.
Yeah.
Weed, laughs, and more on the Podheads Web Show. Check us out on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on WJHM102jams.com.